Yeah, but neither did Shafik.
I heard Henry wants to go back to being a man member.
Yeah, after the operation, he was like, yeah, this isn't what it was cracked up to be. My vagina actually doesn't work. It's like a pseudo vagina. It's fake.
Yeah, but I think that individual is quite troubled anyway. Like when, for example, I mean, if you look at what the individual's done over the years since become what do you call it? Since transitioning, they've been more homophobic through their own community.
Yeah. They've been more. I get to exist, well, you don't.
I don't dislike him because he's trans. I honestly dislike if you watch.
You dislike the person.
You just like the character.
Well, if you watch his interview when he was being interviewed on Fox, he's running as a Republican in California, and he goes, well, it's all these homeless people. I mean. The maintenance guy to my private jet had to move to New Mexico because of this. And I was like, he was talking in a way where trying to show off how much money he had or he has. He has hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars. And then he says he makes another reference to his private jet. Well, maybe I forgot who the reporter was. I'll use the name Dan. Well, Dan, if you're ever in the area, I'll give you a ride on my private jet, and we can go to Aspen, and he starts laughing.
Reason why using Dan?
No, why? As a reporter? Name? It's the first thing I thought of. What philosophical meaning are you reading into?
I don't know, I'm thinking maybe since you voted for Donald Trump.
Oh my God. What's Dan?
You voted for Donald Trump?
Don't join the women. They're already ganging up against me.
I'm not joining the women. I'm assisting them.
Yes. You voted for Donald Trump, Edward.
Can we get back to
sound like a Trumper.
Can we get back to the DNA?
How dare you vote for this orange direction?
General, hold on. Can we get back to the damn thing?
How dare you?
Listen, yesterday was Nargis morning. All it was missing was Wednesday.
Yeah,
all three of them.
Yeah,
yesterday was Friday.
Hey, there's big sweet such a
It's like a Trump. Now Wednesday's joined us. Wednesday.
When are you graduating for Thursday?
Huh?
Never. You know why?
Why?
You're still
Because I just found out that Allah created light on a Wednesday. So I know
do you know who's paying me my room yet?
Yeah, what's with all of these titles saying all the FBI and the DHS and the
Yeah, it's like
There's the guy on the anonymous account in the audience. You see the one in the audience?
John Kidd or whatever his name is.
Yeah, I blocked a whole bunch of the accounts.
Why does it say called DHS and FBI? Like,
because he's triggered and pissed off. I keep kicking him.
To call that mental health
Since when voting for Donald Trump is offensive in your room, I mean?
well, like, am I gonna?
What's up, Carlito? No, it's not offensive. We can disagree to disagree. So the issue here is some of the things that he has done, right? Because some people they voted for him because of the Palestinian cause, but when you look at what he's doing over there, it's not. I mean, they're regretting the decision. There was a brother that came in here. This was about 2 weeks ago. He actually voted for Donald Trump, and you know what he voted in the chat? He's very vocal about the Palestinians, right? He came in the chat. He voted in the chat. He's like, I regret my decision voting for Donald Trump. And so I wonder if a lot of the Trump supporters they regret their decision because Trump is up to no good, man. We're about to have constitutional crisis, Carlito.
That's a question for Edward, obviously. Edward.
Well, if you give me a choice other than Harris.
1 second. Do you highly regret voting for this crazy person called Donald Trump?
No, because I would regret Harris more. I think Harris would have.
The truth.
Harris would have ensured.
said
Harris would have ensured the destruction of the Palestinian
Every
people.
fucking nigger and every fucking Muslim nigger.
What the fuck is... Who is this?
was a bit hard, to be honest.
I don't know what that's about. I think Kamala Harris would have given Israel what it wants, every green light it wants, and it would have, the Palestinians would have already been annihilated out of Gaza if it was under Harris. That's the only reason why I voted for
The
Trump.
treaty sits with us, and yet we accept him as one of us. His name is Ed.
Okay, Nargis, you know what, next time Senate moves you down, I'm not going to move you back up. No, I wouldn't move you back up.
I know.
I still don't know what this Dan thing is. Was there any connection to a Dan?
To who?
Yeah, you see, you don't even know. You just wanted to bring up Donald Trump. There's no connection to
Hey,
Dan.
speaking of like Jenna, what's his name? What's the fellow's name?
General Armageddon?
No, the fellow who got the transsexual thing done.
Oh, the general.
Oh, Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner.
He was pinkwashing. Did you see it?
He must be feeling like he probably felt like being one of the Kardashians. I don't blame him, bro.
Yeah, and he's hiding inside the bunker. There was a report that came out, and he regrets his surgery and whatever. You know, he wants to go back to
He's
being a
over
man.
there in Israel now. He went to Israel.
He's hiding.
Was he there beforehand? Oh, I guess he was there.
He
They
was
canceled the
there.
parade.
Yep. And they canceled the parade. Yep.
Interesting.
We have Bibi down there. Bibi, do you want to come on up? Let's hear from you. You're talking about a smack in the chat.
Maybe sounds like a one
Wait,
of
they
those
canceled
Zionist
the
versions.
parade? Good. Fuck Trump.
What parade?
In
He was to
Israel.
have a military parade. Oh.
No,
He had his stupid
You know,
military
the
parade
largest
today.
parade in the Middle East. No other country is supposed to parade.
Well, you know Donald Trump had a military parade today, right?
Was it actually today?
Yes, today's Flag Day. Today's
I
Flag
heard nothing about it.
And it's the
He never had a military parade. Dictators do that shit.
250th anniversary of the Army one-time event.
Was it not his birthday as well?
Yes, correct.
What a donkey.
So yeah, come on. I wanted to touch on one question you were about to ask
I was
the
not
girl.
you know what I'm thinking?
No, Neemer. Remember that she was here? She left?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you were making the argument that they targeted American embassy, right, or something?
No, you had just brought up that Israel started this by attacking you were saying, if I understood you right, that no country should bomb another country's embassy, right?
Yep.
Is that a fair statement?
Yep.
Yeah, and all I was saying was Iran did the same thing to the U.S. Embassy in 1983. That's it. Nothing more, nothing
No,
less.
but we were talking about after 7th of October. That's what my take is.
I don't care about the time frame.
I care about it. I care about the time frame because there's different visas.
What was the reason for that? What was the reason for that, Marcus?
They were attacked, so they attacked the Iranian embassy prior to that. So it came
Oh,
as
they
a combat
attacked the Iranian embassy first.
before that, yeah.
Before that.
What?
Oh.
No, in 1983, the U.S. Embassy was bombed. That was the first one. That was before everything you're talking about.
But what led up to the bombing? Yeah, what led up to the bombing? Let's add ChatGPT because there's America always ends up doing something sneaky.
Yeah, it was the U.S. presence in Lebanon. But bombing an embassy is not the way to go about removing foreign forces from any land. Embassies are considered land of the foreign government, and international law says you don't fuck with them. Excuse me.
But then why did Israel able to do that? Why did Israel
I
do that
didn't
shit?
defend that. I did not defend that. All I'm saying is if you bring up Israel doing that, you have to recognize that Iran did exactly the same
Is
thing.
America Israel or is it after 7th of October or before 7th of October?
What?
Did it happen after or before 7th? Timing does matter, Jacob. I don't know how many times I have to tell you. Timing does matter. Why did the 7th of October happen on 7th of October? Why did Hamas did what they did on that particular day?
You'll have to ask them. I have no idea. I don't know why they picked the 7th of October compared to the 8th of October or the 6th of October?
Why did Hezbollah pick the
No
8th
one
of
knows.
October?
They haven't said why.
Yakov, you don't have them on speed dial?
No, unfortunately not. Like, you know, it's hard. It's hard. I don't, unfortunately.
It must be your Sprint wireless network.
No, I'm still with AT&T. It's like terrible. I gotta upgrade.
You need to
Oh
go
my
to
God.
T-Mobile.
iPhone. No, because I got the first iPhone in 2007. That's
Yeah, but you need to move to T-Mobile. I mean
Yeah.
T-Mobile.
Yeah, well, that one that Ryan gets.
I love how you corrected yourself.
I didn't correct myself. I
Yeah,
just
very
wanted to
good.
understand.
Keeping up with the
No, don't move to T-Mobile. It's horrible in New York City.
Is it?
Is it?
There's nothing wrong with
My wife
T-Mobile.
is Verizon. She likes
Listen,
it.
he'll move to whatever is the strongest signal or has the most towers in his area.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. Edward's got me dialed in.
I wonder what that will be.
Probably Verizon.
When I do, I will come back here to this room and let you know.
Look like T-Mobile, by the way.
I know Wednesday.
This will say a lot about you.
General.
Wednesday you have terrible signal outside of the house
You're
anyway.
not Thursday, and you.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say that.
No, sorry.
Wait. Just remember Wednesday. Just remember, General, when you say Wednesday, Allah created light on Wednesday. Okay? So I'm the light of your
Yeah,
life.
but I saw your name on a terrorist list on a wall in a tunnel, so.
No. Light of your life.
What were you doing in a tunnel? General?
Yeah, what was her name doing on a tunnel list?
That's not what you said.
Yeah, Wednesday, what were you doing in a tunnel along with your name on it?
You was looking for your light. Me.
Yaakov, Iran
You're
being
my light,
attacked.
you're my nightmare.
Yaakov, Iran.
Lightmare? Did you say lightmare?
Nightmare.
I want to touch on this one point. Hang on a second, guys. I want to touch on one point. So, I asked ChatGPT, why did they attack the embassy, right? What happened? You were talking about 1979, where do you
No,
go?
1983. No,
1983, Iran did not attack. People blame Iran. The group of jihadis attacked embassy, and West says that Iran was sponsoring
They
them.
tracked payments from
Iran
Iran, and there was.
did not attack embassy directly.
Okay.
West blaming
Okay.
Iran for
Okay.
Actually, that's quite interesting you mentioned that, Yakov. Is it possible, you mentioned they track payments, is it possible to manipulate data vis-a-vis tracking payments and...
Well, there was also a member too, also one of the.
They manipulated intelligence when they went to.
Yeah, you can manipulate intelligence.
They manipulated intelligence. Mossad did that.
I can't provide any details because she'll just say everything's manipulated.
No, we appreciate when you find it, but I'm just saying, is there a possibility that intelligence can be
Anything's
manipulated?
possible. Is it probable? Probably
We can ask
not.
GPT, that's all. We can ask
You
GPT.
guys have been manipulating the narrative for a while now, so. I mean, narratives are constantly being manipulated. Like, certainly you can grant that.
Okay, so, you know, one thing, light was created in the Torah on day one, but you're saying.
I'm not saying that. I don't know what Wednesday is.
No, Wednesday, yeah, it was on day one.
But maybe she means it metaphorically, Wednesday.
No, light. That's your Torah. We don't go about the Torah. We go about the Quran.
The Quran doesn't talk about
It says
light.
Allah
The Quran
created.
says that the Torah.
We didn't believe in American calendar, even if I don't know. Where did you
Where
get
are you
this from?
getting that from?
From a Muslim paradigm? You don't believe in this,
Yeah,
no,
there is
this
no
Qur'an
thing.
calendar, this American?
No. Just on the
So actually,
whatever day.
whatever.
On the third day, light was created or something.
Can light create light when it's light of lights? Light emits light.
Okay, Nargis, do not start.
I think of it
Do
as
not
Allah.
start.
Like, yeah, I think of it as Allah.
It is, no? So it emits light. The light naturally emits light.
No,
I mean, not ontologically, not ontologically. I think it's
there. He's not a woman or male or female, so I think of him as like.
On our third day, it was the land and the seas. So that was, let's see, Sunday was light, Monday, Tuesday. So Tuesday. So maybe Tuesday. Can I call you Tuesday?
Yakov, am I a Holocaust?
Okay.
Am I a Holocaust denier?
No? Who said you were? I don't think you were. I mean, if you said something behind my back that it didn't happen.
Well, no, I didn't say even bring up the
You
Holocaust.
can manipulate that data too, is that what you're saying?
No. Pumulu called me a Holocaust denier yesterday.
It's by association because you're
I wasn't.
It is.
Does he deny? Wait, does he deny the Holocaust?
He's like that. I don't see any proof. I don't see any. He's also like to open a room in which he's like, let them fight each other. We don't have anything to do with it around here.
I don't think you and I have ever talked about that.
He did.
I don't think you and I have ever talked about
No, I'm being sarcastic. Well,
I can't say whether you're a Holocaust denier or not. But
well, he called me that yesterday because I said I have questions about October 7th and what really happened, and he says, well, that makes you a Holocaust denier. One has nothing to do with the other.
Edward, maybe I can help you out. Do you think
it was reverse?
Do you think the Holocaust happened, Edward?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, that's settled. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Oh, Sheikh, you don't sound. Are you sick?
When did you revert, Shay?
I didn't convert. I'm just.
When did you join the dark side?
I'm just respecting the norms of this room.
Oh, right.
By norms, I didn't mean to say a part of El Normo's name.
Oh, so you're not a Jew.
There's still not. There's still a hot.
Beetlejuice.
There's not a cessation of hostilities yet.
Norm, I think Norm could be a great used car salesman. He would make a lot of money.
You're kidding me.
I agree.
He could sell oil to the Arabs.
He really can.
I agree.
Eyes to the Eskimos.
Have you ever seen an oil rig?
Okay, I'll
Yes.
stop. More missiles being fired by Iran now, huh? 7 minutes ago.
They don't identify as missiles.
They don't identify as missiles. Iran should use that. We don't identify them as
Has anyone noticed that the app now has like these bubbly emojis around?
Yeah.
They're so good. It's so good.
They're just crazy. They're
Annoying.
all of a sudden General has these laughing emojis.
Because he's
You
weird
have
enough
a
to make you are.
tap on General's like picture, and then you have to put the emoji. It's
Why did you
so
put me up?
good.
Who's doing that to him?
I am.
Someone else.
Many in this room.
Are you jealous, Yakov, that they're not going around your picture?
It looks really odd.
I sent you a heart.
Look, shapeshifters like
Oh, thank you. Oh, what? So wait,
massaging your ego.
Yeah,
Can I
you
get
go.
some
You
hearts?
go. Of
Let me see if I
course.
can do this.
Can one person heart me at least once floating?
Of course, shapeshifter. Of
Oh, I
course.
see how it's.
Oh, I got some hearts.
Oh, they just did it.
You also got thumbs down, honey.
Oh, I got some angry faces.
Here,
There you go.
You're also gay right now.
it's really hot now.
So good. This is so good.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Why are you jealous?
Yeah, I like that episode. I love that episode.
They had to point out that they weren't getting attention just to get attention.
What episode of what?
Seinfeld.
What? Which
It was about George and Jerry. Somebody thought people were thinking that they were both gay, and when they were, they were like, "We're not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that."
Yeah.
And Jerry's like, "No, of course not." So that was the whole episode. They kept repeating that.
Okay, so now I realize where I got it from. I put it in Jack. It was a Hadid. It was a Hadid that said it.
Right, because I believe in
Yeah,
many
that's American Women's Day, by the way.
many
Oh, but
aspects
look,
of
it says, yes,
creation.
some narratives mention light being created on a Wednesday, but the authenticity is debated, and the Quran itself
But
doesn't.
I'm asking you,
That's right.
American
So,
calendar, we don't believe in American calendar.
I
Do you understand? We don't believe in American.
Finish.
I understand that.
It's a one act.
I'm just saying that the
So wait, can you finish with many believe what?
I don't believe in all of these.
There is one hadith. It's not sahih. It's very weak, daif. It said that on the 8th day, God created shapeshifters. Look it up.
That would be very naive.
Wait, it said on the seventh day, that's when Adam
It's
used to be a prophet.
hella daif.
But he addressed
He
it.
gave up on the that's why Joe created.
What
Why
did
did
you
we
think
do
of
Wednesday,
normal?
General?
Wednesday, you started to say, but many people think
What the
what?
hell is wrong with you?
Then you know, Norris, that's
I'm not
just how
missing
dynamic.
Wednesday.
He is Mr. Gray to me. You know who Mr. Gray is, wink, wink.
No, I'm being mean to our brother Fadi. That's what I mean, shapeshifter.
Oh, why are you being to shapeshifter?
He said he was created on the 8th day.
Exactly. But it
And I said, no, God was too tired by then.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
exactly.
rested on the
That's why he made him a bit funny.
I should have
Yeah.
said
You would have bare clay, I guess.
God
that. Not even
half-assed
jokes, it's not true.
God half-assed it, and then out came Shapeshifter. That's what happens when you don't try.
ChatGPT made you shapeshifter.
Shapeshift is a bit funny, I might add you.
He's actually very funny.
Wait, you don't have him added?
So Leo Pope, he said the Leo Pope, the Pope Leo, he's appealed on Saturday for reason after Israeli launched an unprecedented bombing campaign in Iran, and Tehran responded with waves of ballistic missiles. So I believe the Pope Leo, in this article, he talks about it's a delicate moment. I strongly wish to renew appeal to responsibility and to reason, said the Pope. He wants them to do it in a civilized manner, like they were. They were trying to work with America. But apparently, after this attack, I don't think any deals would happen. Who's going to intervene? Maybe China or Russia would have to intervene. Russia would have to make a call to.
I think the U.S. would intervene, and this is my opinion only, that Trump will then will act like he's forced to end the war to accept terms for the Iran nuclear agreement, for them to be able to enrich up to 3%, and he'll act like he was forced to do it to end the war.
I think it's slightly different than that, Edward. I think he's probably going to use a ruse of the Iranians. We have intelligence that the Iranians are planning to attack our military bases, so we have to preemptively strike or something along those lines.
Do recognize that he's also being quite the ask-a-sum. You see him say things like halt now prior to Iran attacking. Please do come back. Do not. It's not too late yet. Things like that. He's made statements such as that.
Yeah, but sister, the West has always done this. They've always bullied people, killed people, and that's how they come to our table.
They get on the high horse and they try to say that we have the moral.
Yeah.
There is a difference here.
Killed a million people, and then they said, let's negotiate.
There is a difference here.
You guys mentioned the Pope, and I'm like, why in the fuck does he have to say anything about it?
He doesn't want a missile. He doesn't want a missile aimed at him.
A missile, it would.
It identifies as a missile.
No,
You're right, it's not a missile.
It
Left to be dropped.
A dildo.
General, there is one distinction here, though, with this situation. Oil is involved, and the oil markets are involved, which affect a lot of very wealthy people. Not
right?
Yes.
Guys, can we create space for the stupid ass?
I think Pauline gets some hearts at the moment.
Everybody give her hearts. Yeah. Stupid ass.
I had to double check the screen and.
By the way, Kevin
who the hell is
is in Tel Aviv.
Point to the echo. Hot.
Point, can you sing for us, please? We've got Caitlyn Jenner in Tel Aviv.
Stand by. I'm checking real estate prices in Tel Aviv.
Oh my God.
They're dropping here.
You're really? They're
It's a good time to buy a house in Tel Aviv.
Yeah, you don't want to buy a house near any intelligence agency or military base. Well, I guess anywhere in Israel right now.
But buy in the Negev desert or something, in a Bedouin community. Far.
Yeah, so what happened with these missiles that were launched now 15 minutes ago? Any updates on X?
You need to ask the correct question, Edward.
Is that the real Alamos or the fake one?
I'm trying to get a flight out of Tel Aviv airport, but they're telling me they're eating the cats and dogs at the airport because it's destroyed. I don't know what to do. Hold on a second.
She's.
Amos, we can ask you to speak. Just give us one for you.
You don't think she's clever, Amos?
And I think she's quite clever.
Oh, she's brilliant, Amo.
Anyone have any updates on what they hit?
Jackie.
I've not actually looked at it.
Oh, yeah, we got updates, but they're making sure you don't get it. They're protecting the information from the media, all sorts
Yeah,
of
right.
personal people. Shut up.
We're
Stopping
getting
people on
videos
TikTok.
on
They're stopping people broadcasting out of Israel any images at all.
Their images should point. We're getting videos.
Yeah, we're getting it. Yeah, we're getting it, but very, very sparse. But anyway.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that. I think there's a lot of imagery, but they've censored a lot of it.
No, 100%. They said it yesterday. The IDF spokesperson said, we advise all citizens to stop taking videos of impacts because this gives intelligence to the enemy.
So but that's not the Israeli military censor is a tyrannical system.
Here's why it doesn't make sense, Jacob. Iran and Israel both. Iran has satellites, and the satellites are actually confirming. That's how they confirm the hits. So it's to control the narrative.
The people that live there can't do drone footage.
They have military satellites.
I am unaware of an Iranian.
Look it up.
Satellite.
I don't think you should underestimate technology.
I don't. I just don't.
Amos,
I
are you
don't
in
think it's
a
that
bunker?
good that they have a geosynchronous
Are you in a bunker,
satellite that would
Amos?
stay on top of one location in order to be able to judge
But they've
impact.
got allies as well that would be spying them.
Who's putting on?
But it have to be in real time.
I am. Are you hiding in a bunker?
Wednesday.
He's under his wife's dress, leave him alone.
His wife's a what? Gentle?
Dress.
Drone footage. Can someone send me drone footage from Tel Aviv? Drone footage? Oh, I can't fly a drone right now.
Oh, look.
Oh, but anyway,
Here's a picture.
try
Look at that
to
PTR.
shoot a drone picture, you guys. Yeah.
Look at my PTR. Look. Poor Tel Aviv. Poor Tel Aviv. Amos, are you in a bunker?
Are you taking it in a bunker? A bunker?
We have new people. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Amos, are you okay? Amos, are you okay?
I tell you who's in the bunker. In the Tehran, all the leaders in the bunker. In Houthim, in Yemen, all
In the bunker.
The bunker. Are you okay, Amos? We're worried for you.
You ask if Amos is in the bunker.
Yeah, which bunker are you in?
Are you taking it in?
Maybe
Are you
I don't
bunking in the
hear
bunker?
good. Maybe I don't.
What are you booking in the bunker?
Wonking in
But
the
if I hear, if I listen good for the news, all the Houthim leaders in the bunker, all the Tehran leaders in the bunker, their chickens start running away from Tehran one by one.
Yeah, but why is Netanyahu and his
Why did Netanyahu run away? Why did Netanyahu run away, bro?
He went to go shop prostate. He had to check his prostate in Greece.
In Greece?
Yeah, because they'll grease it up. Yeah, he had to.
Why? Oh my.
What the fuck? Oh, I can't.
Almost, I asked you this question yesterday. Do you think it was worth it to fight Iran? Is it worth it?
Listen, all the world think it's worth it. So
No, it's not worth it. You are attacking a dinosaur. Little cat or
Doesn't
The
think
world's
it's
exactly, bro.
you're like an animal.
all the world, you didn't hear one leader go
All the
against
world is you and your bunker. That's all the world is for you. You and
The
your
world
bunker.
doesn't think it's worth it.
Where is
The world doesn't think it's worth it. You guys are so fucking brainwashed.
I know.
Hey, come out and look at the world outside your bunker.
The world hates you. The world hates Israel. They find you disgusting. They find you disgusting. Psychomaniacs.
Psychotic maniacs, look in the mirror and see if psychotic.
Listen, I don't starve children, bro.
No, Jesus.
Your people starve children.
Amos, get out of your bunker.
No,
Look at the world. Look at the world outside your bunker.
Not this is in my list. Not this is in my list. Good matches.
Amos, is it daytime or nighttime there?
It's daytime.
It's
with
always
the,
night in the bunker.
He doesn't have windows.
It's always
Oh,
darkness
he
in the
doesn't have
bunker.
windows.
Do I sound like someone in the bunker? You tell me.
Yes, it sounds like.
Yes, Amos, you do.
Maybe you can't be in the bunker because you're not important, so they don't care about you.
No, he doesn't.
You care about Amos.
So, Mike,
Why choose fight on Shabbos?
In my kibbutz, no interest. I don't have no
I do want to cover, hang on a second, almost, I do want to cover some of the countries that came out and they're making a statement related to this so-called war, Iran, Israel. The first one on the list is the semi-official mid-June. Okay, Western Global Powers, United States, NSC, which is National Security Council spokesman Sean Sevitt called Israel strikes an exercise in self-defense, saying they avoided civilian areas and urged Iran to stop escalating to allow diplomacy. President Trump now reinstated per a phone call with Putin echoed support for Israel while urging de-escalation. United Kingdom PM Keir Starmer affirmed Israel's right to self-defense but urged de-escalation and advised Iran not to retaliate. European Union called for utmost restraint to avoid a regional war, acknowledged Israel's self-defense but warned against escalation. France President Macron affirmed military support to counter Iran's threat, condemned Iranian and Israeli escalations, and urged both restraint. Germany Chancellor Olaf Scholz warned Iran against escalation, demanding an immediate halt to avoid a broader conflict. Russia, the Foreign Minister Maria Zakharova warned of a catastrophic scenario and urged all sides to seize and prevent further violence. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres urged both countries to exercise utmost restraint and step back from all military action. Middle East, Saudi Arabia condemned Israel's strikes as a violation of Iran's sovereignty and appeal for restraint to protect. Almost here goes Saudi Arabia. It's a slap in your face. The United Arab Emirates, the UAE expressed deep concern and condemned Israel's action. There goes the UAE. Almost that's your diplomatic partner. Qatar similarly denounced the strikes as illegal, urging moderation and dialogue. Egypt accuses all parties of threatening regional security and called for ceasefire in Gaza as a pathway to de-escalation. Jordan blamed Israel for violating. Jordan is one of your partners. All right. International law calling for immediate international action to halt aggression. Turkey denounced Israel's action as terror, calling for regional peace and condemning the Netanyahu government. Pakistan, Malaysia, Bahrain, Algeria, Tunisia expressed a strong condemnation of Israeli strikes, warning that they fuel instability and violate international law. Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Hamas, solidarity with Iran, accused Israel of aggression and widening the conflict with Iraq, denouncing international sanctions.
Who is this last one?
The last one is Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon and Hamas. What else? Other nations, Canada reaffirmed Israel's right to self-defense. What is self-defense?
It's right, self-defense when they attack.
They've been doing it for decades. You always say Israel has the right to defend itself. You have to.
I get true when they attack.
Exactly.
And every time, it doesn't matter.
They attack first, though. They attack
No, it doesn't matter. It's a disclosure, just like you have disclosures on cigarettes, where they say it causes cancer. There has to be a disclosure whenever you talk about Israel. You have to say Israel has the right to defend itself.
Because of what?
Because they're not.
The close thing in 1967, a preemptive attack.
Are you saying Israel is a cancer? What?
Let me finish really quick if you guys don't mind, that you guys can fight each other, I don't mind. Canada, right, they said self-defense, but also called for restraint. It's a new stance, drew criticism for human rights group for enabling Israel. India did not join the SCO statement condemning Israel. Instead, it urged restraint, emphasize diplomacy, and maintain a cautious neutrality. Poland monitoring Israel's military actions closely and considering implications of Polish nationals in the region. South Africa, Slovenia, Serbia, these countries expressed concern over violations of sovereignty and international law, urging de-escalation. Summary, we have this is coming from ChatGPT, acknowledgement of Israel's right to self-defense and strong calls for restraint and diplomacy to prevent wider regional war. Sharp condemnation from Middle Eastern Islamic nations of Israel's action of violation of sovereignty. Local solidarity with Iran from groups like Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, Hamas, cautious or neutral stance from countries like India and Poland. So, Amos, you were saying that Saudi Arabia is not doing nothing. Saudi Arabia came out and they condemned it. You're violating international law. Same thing in the UAE, Amos. You're just an idiot. You were an idiot before you stood.
And Jordan.
Comparing with you, I feel quite good. Comparing with you, I'm not a dictator, I'm an old, I'm an experience. And I don't see your face, so I'm sure that I'm even more pretty than you.
Yeah, well, yeah, I agree.
Amos, you have United Middle East, UME, United Middle East. Thank you.
And the runner people. Thank you, Amos.
I mean, the Israel run by religious fanatics. They're waiting for Mashiach or whatever. They can't wait to him to come. Therefore, they don't want to destroy the peace and world.
That's an excuse. Religion is always an excuse.
Yeah, I remember that. It reminds me of when I was younger. I totally forgot about this actually. When I was little, whenever people found out I was Palestinian and they know about Israel and the Palestinians, and they always say, "Oh, that's it said it in the Bible that you guys would always be fighting. That's what God said." And a lot of Christians took that and liked the fact that we were fighting because it helped them reaffirm what what they thought the Bible said. I just realized that just now.
Do you want that
The
special?
Indians don't even know what the Bible says.
Do you want that special?
No,
You're a
that's the same.
going human like all of us. You're not that exclusive. You're not the children.
Amos left. He's an atheist. He doesn't believe in
He comes here to promote his room and to say that he's prettier than Amir.
Has he seen any?
No,
Oh, okay.
but it's a bold statement to make.
It's very bold.
But
I mean, it is the prettiest by far.
I don't know. I disagree.
It's not that bold when you consider where Amos's starting point is.
Yeah, that's true. He does go out there dancing with all the young, kibbutzim
And
girls.
he's such a flirt.
Yes, with
Such
the
a little
aliens.
not those rooms. I have been.
No, the funny part is when Christians believe that Jewish are chosen, that makes them automatically unchosen. Christians
I mean,
believe
not all
that
Christians.
then Christians are unchosen.
only evangelical primarily. All the other ones they don't. They look at they killed the Jews that killed Jesus. The other one.
Yeah, and we have.
Yaakov, according to you or your knowledge, do you think Israel did a good job attacking Iran? Yaakov, what's your take of this?
There's a couple articles I read earlier that they had specific credible evidence that they were trying to assemble small, micro-sized or miniature-sized nuclear weapons to be detonated in Tel Aviv, and they decided to focus. I'm telling you, They shared it with the U.S. That's why Marco Rubio went on national TV.
Yes, because
Thursday
this
evening.
bitch has never lied before. Yes, we believe everything.
He asked me a question. I am responding
He's
to.
allowed to respond, and then we can go back and forth.
So,
you're not
you know,
which newspaper you talking
I think if I was the president of or prime minister, whatever, of a country, and I get evidence like that, I wouldn't wait to find out if it's true. But through an explosion, I would do something about it. That's what they chose to do.
Which evidence? Which newspaper?
It was in the Daily News. It was on JNS. It was.
So the data was collected by the U.S. government. Was collected by the U.S. So they didn't have any evidence that they do have it, right? They didn't have detail. It was just a newspaper.
No, the newspaper was reporting on the intelligence. No, they didn't get it from a newspaper. The newspaper was reporting on what the Israelis had and what they shared with the U.S.
So the Israelis were the only one that had the intelligence. Nobody else had it.
I don't know. I can't answer that question. That's beyond my pay grade.
I'd like to point out that this story has been used before. It's called Iraq.
Yep.
I'm just telling you.
I was
You asked why, and that would be the only reason why someone would want to put their armed forces in harm's way is because they felt they were under direct and imminent.
But Yaakov, they have a nuclear facility inside Israel. I'm sure you're aware of that. They don't allow any inspectors to go in there. You don't think that they should not have nuclear facility? It's only a small piece of
I
land.
think Israel should be attacked a long time ago for that reason.
Totally.
But hold on, Yaakov, you don't think the timing relative to the negotiations had anything to do with it?
Maybe.
They weren't involved in the negotiations, so I don't know.
Oh, come on.
You'd think like they changed the script up a little bit. The narrative seems to be like on a broken record. It's just to repeat over and over.
Well, what do you want him to do? What do you want the Zionists
Be a little creative, Dolly. Be a little creative, Dolly.
They don't have it in them. What they have in them is bunking in a bunker. Bunking in a bunker.
Getting fucked in the butt.
I don't think this is true, Yakov. I don't believe this.
Okay. I'll answer in a moment. I'm just busy doing.
No, I'm not that you didn't. I'm not saying you didn't read the article. I'm saying I don't believe the article because I'm asking GPT, and it's much harder to build a
dirty bomb.
Edward, are you there, Edward?
It was only 60% enriched, not 90%.
Well, that's not a micro nuke, though.
Well, it's
Edward,
paraphrasing it incorrectly.
a new rap song. It goes like this: bunking in the bunker in the butt.
In Haifa.
Bunking in the bunker in the butt.
In Haifa.
Bunking in the bunker in the butt.
In Haifa.
Edward, boxing down, you'll be doing okay.
Edward, Israel clearly violated the UN Charter by attacking Iran for no reason, and also not knowing that Iran disposed an imminent attack on Israel. At the same time, does it really matter? I'm sorry, guys. I'm talking here.
Hang on. Someone's speaking.
I'm in the studio right now. I was in the music studio.
Brother, someone is speaking. Let him speak. Go on, speak.
Bunking in the bunker in
Can you
the
mute
butt.
up, man? I'll give you last word.
Someone go ahead.
Go on.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, does it really matter that Israel violated the UN Charter? It doesn't really, because Israel has violated so many in the past and was able to get away with it. I mean, this is the kind of world we live in. Yeah, that's my
So, Salud, I disagree with one thing you said. You said they attacked for no reason. It seems to me they attacked for a very simple reason, to derail the negotiations.
Yeah, but as far as the UN Charter, which states, it prohibits the use of force against another state if the other state is not posing any imminent danger, basically, and from this perspective.
Yes, yeah.
Of course, I mean, Israel has its own reasons. I know. I mean, if I were Israel, I would do the same. Israel is a colonialist, expansionist regime that aims to control the whole area, and Israel cannot stand to see Iran strong. Israel wants to weaken Iran. I mean, this is the reason, you know. And it's not Iran is not the only target. Israel has done it to Syria, has done it to Iraq, you know, many other countries, Lebanon. Yeah.
It's just another day.
What are you gonna do about it? Bunking in the
Or in the butt.
bunking in the okay, I'll do the background music. You do the hook.
Fucking in the
But how close were those negotiations? Iranian officials literally went to Camp David. That's a big deal, Yakov. Like, that was a big deal. I think it was last Sunday.
To be on the fair side, I mean, who any more respect UN? I mean,
We're not talking about the UN. We're talking about the United States trying to do a deal with Iran.
International law. I mean, there is no international law.
I think they want to make Trump look as a peacemaker and give Trump reason to give discount for Iran as a, like, they're making case for Trump to give in something for Iran and look like as a peacemaker.
Yes.
I mean, there was an international law, so it was called. They signed a deal, and Trump turned it apart. There was a deal.
Yeah, 2 hours before he flipped out. Like he just
no.
went to Peru, right?
No, 2016.
Okay.
There was like everybody agreed on a nuclear deal. Globally.
Fucking in the
Trump turned it
butt.
apart.
Fucking in the
This is why we are here.
fucking in the butt.
Even Israel agreed to that deal.
You know, someone's talking there, you know?
So sorry. What?
Bunking in the bunker in the
Guys, stop, please. Stop.
With the noises, guys.
Stop.
So Trump wanted a deal which is his deal, not Obama deal. There was a deal on the table. Everybody agreed. Iran stopped like enriching. Everything was good.
Have you seen the whole Israeli-Indian feud going on?
What do you mean?
Hello?
Somewhat.
So have you guys seen the whole Israeli-Indian feud going on right now?
Yeah, I've seen it.
What do you
Bunking
mean?
in the bunker in the butt, you know.
No. So Israel was, they put up a bunch of maps where they gave Indian territory over to Pakistan and China, like they recognize it as part of Pakistan and China. So Indians in response, especially the Hinduttas, went ahead and started hailing Hitler to piss off the Israelis. And they're like, and this is why Pakistan is better than you guys. So a bunch of the Indians are really angry.
You are very funny.
Sam, what do you say, Sam? Like, what is that?
We can hear you, it's not following.
Okay, so you know the land disputes that China and Pakistan has with India, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So Israel recognizes those lands as part of other countries that India opposes, right? When you have allies, you don't do that, right? It's like the United States recognizing that Israel is Palestine instead of Israel, right? Would Israel be happy about that? No, it wouldn't. Yeah. So Israel did that to India, right? So now India, like a bunch of Indians are saying Hail Hitler, which is really funny of their response. So now a bunch of Israelis in Israel would say this is why Pakistan is better than you guys. So they're having a huge shoot over it. It's the funniest thing ever.
We get it.
Yeah.
What's the latest on the missiles that landed like half an hour ago now? Anything on those?
I did not hear about the devastation on that yet, but I think a lot of those must have been shot down because the UK entered the entire conflict now.
No, well, no. I mean, about an hour ago, they shut down. They hit chemical refinery plants and chemical and oil refinery plants in Haifa. So, and then they sent another wave.
There.
Wait, in Israel?
The hospital.
Yes.
Okay.
14 people got injured, and I think one person's dead.
But that was, and I'm talking about the wave that was launched half an hour ago, which we don't know.
Oh, we don't know yet.
That one we don't know.
The casualties are still pretty low, guys. Like, I think that's a good
They are. They're both sides are trying to minimize, but they're both picking at each other. But
it's not both.
You know, they keep going. There's not going to be anything left to pick.
No, so Israel's focusing on, I would say, important military people, while Iran is focusing on military infrastructure.
That's correct.
Yeah, but that's over for Israel. The military people was because Israel put in a cyber attack that neutralized the air defense systems for about 8 hours. That was, at the beginning of the war. That's why Iran didn't respond right away, because their systems are offline. So attacking, trying to go after the people in Iran now I don't think is their objective. They only have a short window. I think they were surprised that Iran was able to come back online in under 8 hours. I think that did surprise them.
It surprised a lot of us, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's
hats off to them, bro. Like, that timing is so, immaculate. It didn't allow for any narrative. It didn't allow for any manipulation. It just went the events at it. So I think that was a very good strategy.
Yeah. For Israel?
For Iran. To act that quickly, it's really strategic. It's very well.
Yeah, well, Israel, I think they expected to have at least a day or two and to be able to really go after Iran. But instead they only had an 8-hour window, and now they're just stuck with a war, back and forth, which they didn't expect to have. I think they thought they could. There's no. To me, why would Israel attack unless they thought they were going to be able to have a decisive blow against Iran, and if they had, and they would have been able to neutralize their weapons, their systems. If they couldn't neutralize their systems, they wouldn't attack. They wouldn't have attacked.
Yeah, but
because
they
they would
also
know that.
followed the pattern of Iran. Iran has never been that reactive before. It's always taken its own time. It's gone really, it's played its underhand. It's not been that, forceful, etc. The punishment and the crime with Iran.
That shows that somebody is supporting Iran, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because
we have
Iran has been restrained so far.
Yeah.
Iran isn't even calling this the response. This is True Promise 3 from October. They're not even linking it to what's happening.
Look at it like this. It's been a while. Even before October 7, it started around COVID time that Israel has been defensive of intelligence. They used to be, they know what's going on in the world, but they don't know what's going on in the world anymore. And other countries are playing them. And right now, again, this happened. It's like a poker card, and when you are on a poker table and you don't know who is the fish on the table, probably you are the fish. And this is the position that Israel has right now on the global poker table. They are the fish because they don't know who has the cards. They used to know, but they don't know anymore. And they attack not knowing that what's going to happen.
Yeah, we're seeing a very erratic behavior.
I don't think they would attack. I don't think they would attack not knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think Israel would attack not knowing. They would
attack very erratically.
True. They have been erratic.
Supporting Iran, that's ridiculous.
So for what I've been kind of following up, because I do tend to follow like the Knesset pretty closely, right? Before the attack, right? They must have done some kind of cost analysis in the sense of who would respond with them, right? And the Knesset also understands that it cannot do this attack later on if Netanyahu's entire power is taken away from him, because the Knesset just immediately loses if Netanyahu's gone, right? So their entire thing is that attack them first, and then just say they're defending themselves. And of course, all the Western powers will go ahead and say Israel has a right to defend itself, right? I mean, that's what we're seeing in the media, right? France comes out and says we were sanctioning Israel, but now Israel has a right to defend itself. And all of the other Western powers are saying that. UK even goes ahead and says, oh, we're going to scramble fighters because Iran says that if we attack them, they're going to attack us. And Iran's like, yeah, if you attack us, we will attack you. And they're like, we must scramble jets immediately. It's so stupid right now. So that's the thing that they've been banking on. And they've been 100% right about that. Now, Israel believes three things. And I think they're right to believe these things. Number one, with the Trump presidency, they know that Trump will want a major victory in the Middle East. And Israel, I think, has promised in some way that they will deliver that to him if they follow along with the plan to either wipe out Iran or to completely hinder Iran completely, right? This means that the Middle East will be open to Israel-friendly dominance because they want to install the monarchy again within Iran. The second thing that they know is if they show a lot of destabilization in the Middle East, they're waiting to see who comes to Iran's side. Notice how a lot of people like Pakistan and Turkey and China are condemning Israel, but that's it. They're just saying it. They're not doing anything about it because they know that if they were to actually respond in kind, the focus will be on them to take out those countries in any way, shape, or form. China can't be touched, but Turkey is like one of the attack dogs of the UN, so they'll be immediately reprimanded with their whole status in NATO and the UN and all that stuff. And then for Pakistan, I don't think they want to piss off more people, especially with India as its neighbor, right? So they know the problems in that. The third and final thing that Israel knows is if they can go ahead and spread a type of propaganda through Iran itself, and I think there's going to be a huge propaganda campaign popping forward now, saying that the Iranians want Israel to attack to free them. I heard that from Netanyahu himself through his press conference and stuff. And then I noticed if you go and look at some Turkish and Iranian with a posters or posts, whatever, right? Iran and it was saying free Iran from right? And I think it's the game playing and holding it pays off, but that kind of backfired. Even liberal Iranians, especially there's a really famous liberal woman in Iran going viral for talking about wanting to destroy Israel, even though they're propaganda.
Time you're cutting out, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. So my final point was basically they're hoping that the liberal movement in Iran would go ahead and, take them down, take out the Iranian regime from the inside, but it looks like it's had an adverse effect, and now the liberal movement in Iran are cheering more for Israel to be taken down.
But the fact that India is supporting Iran over Israel, this is really big deal.
Yeah, I didn't expect that either.
In Asia is completely united. I mean, Asia as a continent, which is, I don't think ever happened.
I think it's because they don't want to piss Russia and China. But deep down, I believe they are still with Israel.
No. If they formally supported Iran, this is really.
But it's a game of deception, right? I mean, they can say anything internationally, but it's all a game of deception.
It's all deception as long, but when it's vocalized, it's set in stone, at least for that moment. And from that, we're seeing like a lot of support that's coming from the entire Asian peninsula.
No, TJ, look at it this way. This war will not have a winner. Like Iran-Iraq war, they fight for 8 years, nobody won. So this war will not have a winner. But at the end, somebody should be responsible for all the damages. And this initial reaction of countries, who is responsible, is very important for the end story. And India is a really big player. There are like more than 1 billion population. If India and China is coming back in Iraq, it will be.
Let's see.
But, hey, what's up, Aziz and Caleb? Caleb, I do have a question. Do you think it was a good idea for Israel to do this attack on Iran? Yeah, I don't know if it was a good idea. I am certainly in favor of Iran never getting a nuclear weapon. I don't know if the timing of this or the strategy involved was a good idea, but Iran not having nuclear capabilities is a good thing. What about Israel having a nuclear capability? They've been hiding it from everybody. Well, it's kind of an open secret. I mean, everyone knows. So I don't know. It's not a very good secret. What about it? So the tiny country like Israel can have the nuclear capability, but when Iran has it, they have a problem with that. Thank God we live in a time where Jews are able to defend themselves as opposed to the previous 2000. So thank God for Persian to be able to defend themselves. They're extinct as well, just like you. The difference is that Iran has stated their goals for having a nuclear weapon, which is to erase countries off the map. Israel has not made such a declaration. Same thing. I mean, Israel has the Samson option.
But it's such a clown.
Israel doesn't wake up every day and say, death to the great Satan, death to the little Satan. There's a Macron statement.
Actually, they do. They say death to the Palestinians.
Exactly. You just gotta be quiet. You just have to shut the fuck up.
Well, Amir's asking me questions and interrupting, which is always what he does. Because he can't stand to hear.
Are you sad? Are you gonna cry, baby?
Please allow him. I know what he's saying is bullshit, but please allow him to expose himself. Look, you're asking me opinion questions, so I'm giving you my opinion. No, that's all. Thank you for your opinion. But you don't think that Israel is like an ant, right? What is it, 6 or 8 million population, right? Yeah, it's like a little ant, right? 10 million people. Dinosaur. Iran has, what is it, over 50 million, correct? I think Iran is about 100 million people, and Israel is about 10 million. Okay, 80 million, right? My question to you, 80 million, out of the 80, we could say maybe, maybe 20 million are, could serve in the military, correct? Or 10 million? I don't know. I don't know what the army rules are in Iran. Versus Israel, you guys have less than 1 million soldiers, right? The capability, they have a hypersonic, which America has a hypersonic weapon, but they don't have the hypersonic missiles. They have the access to nuclear, they have access to the defense system of Russia, you guys have access to the defense system of America, and American defense system costs tax dollars more money. I don't think it was a good move on Israeli side because I don't think anybody inside Israel would have supported it. It had to do with Netanyahu being in power, right? Because he wants. I actually think you're wrong. I think most Israelis do support this. They do support it. This has been, yeah, they do. This has been. Look, they're not happy that missiles are raining down on them and they have to be in bomb shelters and things like that. But I think there's a general consensus that if this was the moment, right, that if the military decided that this was the opportunity to seize on a 20-year plan, 20 years, right, that they supported. You got to understand, for decades and decades, 3-4 decades, the whole thing has been about not allowing Iran to get a nuclear weapon. The world, the entire Western world has been focused on this for decades and decades. So Iran not having nuclear capabilities is good for the world.
Canadian.
No, but kind of we have to be equal, right? I think they should. America was in the process of making a deal like 6 hours prior to this attack. I think Trump came out. He said attack on Iran is off limits. They were still trying to work things out, right? But then we get to hear the Israeli doing the attack. I mean, that was uncalled for, unannounced, and it violated the UN Charter as well. You know, so I just don't get it, man. Pretty sure all wars begin with violations of charters. Pretty sure about that.
Usually it's the West doing the violations. In this case, Israel.
So you as an American, do you support if America backs away from Israel? After this attack, they're like, we're not going to support Israel. Would you support America or would you still support Israel? I can do both. I can say, right, I support Israel. And by the way, supporting Israel doesn't mean supporting its government, just like supporting America doesn't mean supporting its government or its government decisions. So I think I can do both.
I think for the first time, I think I can agree with Caleb on one thing. When he went ahead and stated that Israel would go ahead and support a Iranian, attack, or attacking Iran, basically. That is majority sentiment of Israel. Now, I'm not even sure about good timing or whatever. I don't think that's a conversation any of us can hold, because we don't have certain military secrets that these nations will hold within their own governments. But
we could see it through what kind of lies that the Zionist entity says that relate to what they did in Palestine, Gaza, relate to what they did in Lebanon, what they did. The track record of the Zionist entity is nothing but full of lies.
No, I understand that, but I'm also at the same time, I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't know what secrets Iran has. I don't know what secrets America has. All these kind of things or whatever, right? So them operating on some secretive basis is one I can't comment on. I'm just saying I can't comment on stuff I don't know. What I do know, however, is if we talk about the focus on the last couple decades, Caleb is right. Like, this has been a Western issue for a long time. Whether it's a good thing or not is up for debate, right? So this response would have happened in some way, shape, or form. It didn't matter if it was a Netanyahu government or not. I just think the only reason why it happened now was because Netanyahu knows the Knesset will lose power if he loses office. So that's my speculation on the matter.
Actually, Sam, I disagree a little bit, right? His government is very fragile at the moment, but I think any government that we would reasonably be able to see formed in Israel would have done the same thing. Exactly the same thing. Because there are no left wing. There is no left wing government.
That I agree with, to a point. But the thing is that I understand any government in Israel would have done this attack, but we're talking about the Netanyahu government, right? So you have to look at it from Netanyahu's perspective. And from that, I can see it like this. He has a fragile political stance. He needs something to bolster it up. He's always played the position of, let me make something up, so that way the Israelis can support me one final time for one final push, whatever. That's how he's been holding power. So this attack on Israel, I believe, is more of a personal stance for him to retain power for as much longer as he needs to.
It's likely a part of it. I don't think it's the whole calculation. We'd be foolish to ignore it as a factor. We can debate about how big of a factor it is.
Nah, I agree with I can't even say if it's a major or minor factor, but you're right. We can debate about it back and forth. But to be honest, neither of us would know the major impact on that until after this war is done. After that, government has been moved over and Israel has a new government, because those secrets won't be spilled till then.
By the way, even if elections were held today, I think the latest poll I saw, even if elections were held today, Bibi would still be leading, the Likud party would still be leading, and probably still form the government. The question is who would join the government, right? But Bibi and Likud would still be, the winner. They would be the ones that would have the first opportunity to form a government. So it's not like if when the war is over, some kind of new apparatus is going to come in. I mean, Likud is still pretty popular.
Understood.
Bibi not so much. Likud, yes.
Yeah, Likud has a lot of support from where I see it.
So, does anybody else want to chime in? We got Aziz, Manraj, and Ralph, and Tom.
Hey everybody, I just joined. Full transparency. I'm Israeli, I know this stuff inside out, and I live in the biggest Persian community outside of Iran. So I have that perspective pretty close up. But I just joined a couple minutes ago, I don't have too much context.
Yeah, so you live inside Israel, Tom?
No, I'm saying I live outside, I live in Canada, in the largest Persian community outside of Iran. And I'm Israeli.
Oh yeah, and you're an Israeli, so you have Israeli passport?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you think it was a good idea to attack Iran like this? Because Israel, I mean, it's a tiny ant, right? And Iran is pretty big.
I heard the last sentence talking about the motivation. I think the motivation is less important than the question about, is it good for the world, literally including for Iranians, including for the Middle East? Is it good for the world that this regime is being stopped or slowed down? And I think that from my Persian community here and many of my Arab friends who are liberals, I have my very conservative Muslim friends are anti-Israel no matter what. All of them believe that the Ayatollahs and the regime in Iran is a huge problem for everybody in the world, including Iranians. And I think that settles that question. In terms of the nuance,
No, it does not settle that question because you're not their voice.
Exactly.
I don't get their voice.
There's Iranians getting this right now.
Please let him finish.
Let him finish. Look, they're opposing positions, but 62 Iranians in Iran are cheering for Israel to demolish and topple the government. That's incredible. Can you imagine your own people voting or hoping the government is bombed by the enemy? What does that mean?
Shut up.
You're hating
propaganda stuff.
Come down, guys.
You're making up stories.
Guys, please look, I know it's triggering, right? Let him say his piece, and then I'll give it to one of the Iranians to respond back. Please, go and finish what you're going to say, Tom, and then I'll give it to one of the Iranians that live inside Iran to respond back.
Okay, I understand their opposing opinions. Whatever they answer, I would like for them to say how many people died in the past 2 years in demonstrations from the regime. And then imagine if your government killed that many people in your country, how healthy would that society be? Let's start with that answer before they address the details.
Not you. I'm talking about Iranians. So we have Pamiri, Nergis, and who else? Wayfan. Who wants to respond to Tom?
I can respond. I'm not from Iran, I'm Iranian, but his story is so fake. It's like me saying I have 63 Jews and they say we support Islamic regime. Now go figure out.
Can you all Google a number of people who died from the regime in demonstrations in the past 2 years?
Can you tell us how many Palestinians have been murdered by their regime of Israel?
Are we talking
We don't
about
like the regime, but we don't like the regime. But to come from the outside and attack us in the middle of the night, promising us freedom, fuck.
We're not promising you freedom. We can talk about the attack. I'm just talking about.
Are you a Zionist?
Everybody who is not a radical Muslim is a Zionist.
That's what Freudian. Oh, really? Yeah, that was a Freudian slip of the tongue. They did say you're a Zionist.
Tom is not respectfully because everybody.
Yes, question.
Hold on. Do you believe in the ethnic cleansing that took place in 47, 48? That's how your Jewish state was created. American president was terrorized, was sent letter bombs. Harry S. Truman was sent letter bombs by a stern Jewish militia gang. And when they called it Israel in 1948, after that, the UN mediator came around and he wanted to mediate the situation between the Arabs and the Jews. And turned out, again, Jewish militia assassinated the brother. So do you agree to all of this? This is part of Zionism. Do you agree to it? Do you believe, let's go from there.
I agree that my family has been in Israel for 300 years, and we founded a city named Sfat, and we've been there for generations, and Jews have been there for 3,000 years, and those Jews belong there and deserve a country. Did 1 million Jews, were they kicked out of other Arab countries and end up in Israel? Were Arabs kicked out of Israel and end up in other Arab countries?
Did Germany do the Holocaust? Did the Nazis do the Holocaust?
Did 80 million people...
Did the Nazis do the Holocaust?
I'll answer your question. Did 80 million people after World War II...
But you're going on a monologue right now. Tom, we're not here for monologue. This is a conversation. Did Nazi do the Holocaust?
Of course, yes.
Okay, how many were there?
How many what?
How many Jewish folks were, slaughtered, butchered, and, put in the oven and whatnot? How many were the total number?
The numbers is around 6 million.
Okay, 6 million. Now, were the Arabs that did that to the Jewish folks?
To a large degree, no. It was a European problem.
Not largely, not at all. Not even at all. There was actually you had the Jewish, even in 1933, you had the Zionists approaching Hitler to do the Hawaii Transfer Agreement. In 1940, again, you had Jewish militia approach the Nazi to get help so that they can get rid of the, British Mandate leader and whatnot inside British Mandate Palestine. No. These are actual facts. The Lehi gang approached Hitler in 1940. My whole question to you, if you believe in the Zionism of yours, do you agree that this actually happened according to Ilan Pape, which is a Jewish scholar, according to Benny Morse, which is a Zionist Jewish scholar, according to the UN report? Do you agree to all of this? This is part of Zionism. Neglecting, genociding, colonizing the land.
Do you agree with everything ISIS does because you're a Muslim?
ISIS, bro, we call them kuffar.
ISIS are not Muslims.
And 1 second, ISIS, right now the report came out, I'll provide you Times of Israel. Netanyahu gave weapons to ISIS members in Gaza that has been stealing aid for the past year and a half and selling it in black market for triple the price. And putting the blame on Hamas. Do you want it? Do you want the data?
I don't want the data because I see...
I provided to you from Times of Israel, your own sources.
You see, you're missing the point. You're talking about 1% an example.
No, I have a testimony from Mossad chief. You want it?
Yeah.
That said we have given weapons to ISIS. He was on the radio side.
Netanyahu gave weapons and money to Hamas. What does that mean? It means that there were agreements where they will get money and they will get weapons and they will control the population. That agreement failed and they...
So Netanyahu did fund Hamas. First he funded Hamas, then now he's funding ISIS.
No, again, you see, when Netanyahu openly agrees to funnel money or to allow Qatar to pay Hamas for quiet, that doesn't mean Netanyahu pays Hamas to produce.
They took bribes. Hold on, Tom. They took bribes, literal bribes. The chief came out. He wanted to investigate the whole thing. Netanyahu got pissed off. He wanted to fire him. Supreme Court or whatever. They came out. They're like, no, you can't fire this person. I think you actually need data. Should I give you data? Would you concede to the point? Okay. So you agree that Netanyahu has given money, $15 million, according to El Barak's testimony, up to $1.4 billion, right, to Hamas. Now he's giving weapons to ISIS to steal the aid.
The difference between allowing Qatar to pass money to Hamas and giving money to Hamas, these are two different things. And it's not a secret. He acknowledged that he supported Hamas because they promised him peace and they're negotiating with Hamas.
Tom, in America, I'm an American and Canadian. I think you're in Canada, right? In America and Canada, if I get $1, right, to fund ISIS or Hamas or humanitarian aid, it actually makes me a terrorist. I don't know if you know about this.
You don't fund ISIS and
No. I'm letting you know. If you fund ISIS or Hamas, it'll make you a terrorist because according to the U.S. and Canadian government, ISIS and Hamas are terrorist entity. Correct?
You're in Canada. There's a
I'm in America. I'm in Los Angeles.
In Toronto, they fund multiple mosques funneling money to Hamas and to Hezbollah. What do you think these people get arrested?
Yes. You need to provide evidence, please.
Will you provide evidence? Because you just sound like you're just saying stories, bro. You can't say, well, I'm Israeli and I live in a Persian community and I know everything about the Persians because I live next to them. So I know how they think.
I didn't say that.
That's how you said it.
Let's talk about facts.
I'm an Israeli and I live with a whole bunch of Persians in Canada. That's how you said it, as if you were
I have that perspective.
You have that perspective, but just because they tell you one thing in your face doesn't mean they're not saying something else behind closed doors, bro.
Tom, I put the link in the chat. Tom, do you agree to that? Can you concede to this one article? It talks about how Netanyahu gave weapons to ISIS. Can you check it out? It's from Times of Israel.
It's not weapons to ISIS. There's a clan.
It says weapons.
Let me answer the question. There's a clan in Gaza that was opposing Hamas, and it wasn't Netanyahu. His government, the army, whoever supported them.
Do you know them as a leader?
I don't, but this is what you're saying.
No. It's ISIS. It's Islamic State. It's Islamic State.
It's not. It was Sunni. It was.
Read. You can read the data that I posted in the chat. It's from Times of Israel. At the bottom, it literally says Islamic State. It has all that. It has direct connection. Yeah, if you don't dispute it, then you actually favor Netanyahu giving weapons to ISIS.
Do you favor Barack Obama? Sorry.
Why are you doing whataboutism? I asked you a question. It's a yes or no. It's a yes or no question. Are you okay with Netanyahu giving weapons to ISIS?
You should know this.
I understand. I want to. Hold on a second, JH, please. Do you agree that Netanyahu gave weapons to ISIS? You said yes. Do you support that?
I think it's probably a good idea that Netanyahu.
Do you support it?
Let me finish. Yeah, I'm giving you a full answer, not a yes or no. There's nuance. I think it's a good idea that Netanyahu supports opposing powers in Gaza who are more easily negotiated with, because there's no negotiating with Hamas. If ISIS or somebody like ISIS in Gaza can out Hamas and be negotiated with, that's probably a good idea. Yes.
Okay, so you the same argument. I mean, if I can just say something. This is the same argument that was used to support Hamas against the PA.
Correct.
And what happened with Hamas?
Correct. But this example happens in every country, in every conflict.
Okay, so when is the next 7th October going to happen? And when do you imagine it to happen by the group that you're funding now?
I think that the solution is modernization of these societies. Israel and Hamas or the Palestinians can't get along because they're too different. You can't have your neighbor not allow their daughter to go out of the house, and you cannot be friends with them, right? You have to have a level of understanding with each other.
Actually, hold on, and relate to the daughter. Do you know what happens in the West Bank? When they come out with their daughter, they take them to school. Do you know what the IDF does? Looks under their dress and touches them sexually, and if a father or a brother, comes back and, pushes them back, they get their ass whooped in front of their daughter or sister. I think you should look into it. These are all factual in the West Bank. You brought up a daughter, and they don't know. He brought up we need to tackle what dismantle all this bullshit. bullshit that's coming out.
No, but this is a non-talking point. You're guilty of the same things that you're pointing fingers at the Muslims. Your own community does this. Jewish communities do this.
Exactly.
I think the settlers, for example,
Even like
Yes,
last house,
the
brother,
talk that he's been
those
doing is disingenuous. There's no reason to believe this fucking.
Doing what? Doing what? Deciding.
Same old bullshit, same old song.
like what do you guys?
Lies, and opinions and nuance based on bullshit.
Not generalizations.
Thank you.
Wait, what do Palestinians do?
I don't understand what part of this you guys not agree with.
So Edward, he supports Netanyahu giving weapons to ISIS that have been stealing aid. He supports it because it's in opposition of
Not
Hamas.
stealing aid. Why is Hamas losing power? Because
And he supports everything to do. He supports
Israel loved when 9/11 happened. They thought it was amazing for the country. You don't think they're gonna support ISIS? Bro, come on.
Let's engage with him from Iranian point of view, because obviously he came here like an Iranian.
Yeah, let's do it from Iranian perspective because he made a claim about Iranians. He lives just because he lives inside amongst the Persian community in Canada. He makes a claim that they support this, they support attacking Iran. They were celebrating when Iran got
No,
hit.
that's not true. Let me say what the.
JH, not you. I'm talking about JH. I'm talking to
I understand this. When we attacked Israel, when Iran attacked Israel, we supported it. We were all happy in Richmond Hill.
We're talking, JH, we're talking to, I want to hear from the Iranian perspective. We have people from here in this room that are from Iran.
You're right. So from Iran, Iranian people from Iran that are in Iran right now.
No, you don't have Iranian from Iran in this room.
Well, we did yesterday and the day before. I mean, and we've had Iranians.
We had it this morning as well.
She's in another room. She's in another room.
Right now.
Iranians that live in Iran versus Iranians that live outside of Iran have two different opinions. Both agree that the IRGC is oppressive. The government is oppressive, but both diverge in their opinions when it comes to allowing a foreign nation to come and attack them.
So we have to go to history, like Edward, and I really want Tom to listen to this. This historically has happened. So what you are saying about the Iranian regime, in 1979, a revolution happened in Iran, so you are aware of that. And at that time, the Iranian regime was much, much more violent than it is right now. And
much more what? I'm sorry?
Violent.
Okay.
And many Iranians died because of the violence of the regime. And a group of these Iranians went outside. They are called Mujahideen. And they convinced Saddam to attack Iran, topple, do a regime change, because of exact same reason that you are bringing up for Israel attacking Iran. And Saddam did attack. My father was, before this attack, was planning a military coup against the Iranian regime. Right after the attack, they all united. The biggest air strike against Iraq happened. The whole air force of Iraq collapsed. And for 8 years, Iranians were united, demolishing Iraq. There is no Iraq anymore. And those people, Mujahideen, which collaborated with Saddam, right now they are hiding in Albania. And Iranians all around the world are looking for them. So be very careful. Iranian, independent of their political attitude, are especially sensitive to their territory. If you put a finger on that territory, you are united them for eternity. They will come after you. Look what had happened to Saddam. This is not a warning. Go hide. Go hide. This thing is not gonna be peacefully ended. This is very ugly, Tom. And I really want you as a fellow Iranian, be careful who you are siding with.
How many people died in the hands of the regime in the past 2 years? peaceful protesters. Can we Google that up?
Can you
Can you give me one more
How
name?
many people die? How many people die at the hands of the police in America, bro? The fuck out of here.
How many?
Let's say
A lot.
20,000. 20,000.
Why does it? Iran is the only people that does this to their own people. Are you serious?
Full of
There's
propaganda.
no
At
other
least
place.
Iran never launched that.
What are you talking about?
To kill their own
What are you talking about? You must not be black and brown in America, bro.
Yeah, the
Shit.
US has done so much shit through policing to their people. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Exactly.
I do.
And you
I
guys
watch
are
the news.
victim of like other immigration issues, that there is no pathway for you, like you're here talking about Canada and blah blah blah. You don't even know what
Every single year. Every single year. More than 15. Let's keep it about 1,200 people. It's about 1,200 people. It's about 1,200 people in the U.S. killed by police every year.
it's about.
There's more than 400,000 kids. They go missing every year.
Human trafficking by the police.
Yeah, human trafficking. All of this, plays a large role. But Tom, you made a pretty good. I didn't know you were the extremist that supports Netanyahu giving weapons to ISIS, right? So that's an extreme position. So do you support Ben Gvir? And no, a lot of people don't. Caleb doesn't. He's anti-Netanyahu. He's Israeli as well.
I hate Netanyahu. I just think that whoever replaces him will do the same thing, because what he's doing, more or less, he's got.
So the Zionist entities are criminals, nothing but criminals.
He hates the person, but he loves the actions.
Netanyahu is terrible, but the replacement will still do the same thing. And then you have two idiots in the Israeli government, Ben Gvir and Smotrich, that nobody agrees with, everybody hates, but without them, the coalition folds. So they stay in the government. They have no power. They talk their mouth. They say the stupidest thing. They embarrass Israel. Nobody agrees with them. Their coalition doesn't agree with them. But unfortunately, without them, the government falls. So Netanyahu allows them to stay, and they get to do all the stupid shit they do. But they don't really affect anything. They just make us look terrible and say stupid things, which is terrible. But it's not like they're having impact on policy.
You guys are hated by everyone in the world.
Because you're uninformed.
I think Raul wants to say something.
You guys are fucking genocidal maniacs.
Hang on, we got a lot of Rolf in here. Rolf, go on, Rolf.
I asked Tom, do you think Netanyahu is being too soft on the Arabs?
No, I mean, you can't be too soft. There's two crazy wars going on, so you can't be too soft. But I think what he's doing is the only way to try and bring peace to the world, because extreme Islam is eventually going to get.
Oh my fucking God. You think Bibi is trying to bring peace to the world? You're so fucking delusional, bro.
Get over yourself.
Yo, you're so fucking delusional, bro.
No, he's right. He's right. Right. Build the pits. Build the wall.
Hold on now.
No humans left. Yeah.
Well, you're right. One of the biggest peacemakers right now is called the Kitover missile, which is rumored to be about 3,000 to 4,000 pounds.
That's actually the olive branch.
Warhead, yeah. That's what I said, the peacemaker.
Yeah, the peacemaker. Yeah. It's on the way.
And well, no, it's already.
You have some.
It's already had. Here's the thing about this though. These missiles are hitting the chemical. I didn't see the latest ones. I don't know anything about the latest ones, but the ones before, about 2 hours ago, they hit the refineries. This area is one of the most heavily air-secured area in Israel, the refineries. Multiple layers of air defense. The Kitover missiles are heavier, so it's assumed. Hold on. It's assumed that the missiles would be slower, so I don't know how fast they are, but I'm assuming they would be slower with a 3,000 or 4,000 pound warhead. But they are hitting, and the air defense systems are just not even being, they're just not comparable. Like they're not even in the same area.
13 months.
13 months. So yeah, they're pretty fast.
13 months. The speed is 13.
Yes.
the fact is that the missile did not hit the refinery, but they hit an Arab village and killed three Arab Israelis.
Oh, come on, man. We have seen the.
Those are the facts.
We have seen the
hit the refinery and the video.
We have seen the video.
They wanted, maybe they wanted to hit the
Here you
refinery.
go. You're very
You are complaining
But
about
they hit an
collateral.
Arab village.
Please don't speak over each other, man. Let him finish. He's an Israeli. Let hear one person at a time so we can understand, and then we can go back and forth. Go on, Eagle, finish, and then we'll question somebody will cut out.
I already said what the facts are that not the refinery was hit, but an Arab village in the Haifa area.
Wait. Now we care about Arabs?
The Israeli Arabs were killed.
Eagle, now you care about Arabs?
Those are
The facts are 60,000, 70,000 Palestinians unalived, including tens of thousands of children, and now you bring up Arabs. Three Arabs.
About tonight. What happened tonight in Haifa?
No, we're talking about the whole shit.
So does it matter that, and let me, does it matter that three Arabs were unalive today?
It's unfortunate, it's unnecessary.
Oh, wait. Now it's unfortunate? After 60,000 in under 2 years, now it really is unfortunate.
Weapon? You use food as a weapon? Get the fuck out of here. You guys are the most biggest fucking hypocrites ever, bro.
Three is unfortunate now after 60,000. Now it becomes unfortunate.
They did not hit they indiscriminately fire.
Okay, we believe you. Okay, we believe you. But we have videos, and we're looking at it live. We're looking at it live. In the second news channel of Iran, we have a live. Hey. We have looking at it live. You know,
it's only on Iranian TV fake.
It's fake. And you tell the truth.
You will see.
You tell the truth.
AI picture. It's a fake.
They go.
Yeah.
We
by all mostly knowing about indiscriminately bombing when they've been indiscriminately bombing Gaza, and he has
I know.
It's fucking incredible.
You're starving human beings, Egal. Your country is starving. You're wanting to starve human beings to death.
They just fucking call that
No one feels sorry. I don't feel sorry for Israel, not one.
Hey, your tears, Egal.
I don't feel sorry. I hope they fucking burn Tel Aviv.
Burn Tel Aviv, then your internet.
Lindsay, that's going too far. He's going to take it in the butt.
Yeah, he's gonna take it in the butt.
What the fuck are you talking about? I live in America, bro. Fuck Tel Aviv.
Well, Tel Aviv had 500,000 Arabs living in it or by
Fuck
it. So
Tel Aviv.
Arabs matter now?
Oh, yeah. Now Arabs matter.
Oh my gosh, you're so cute.
Now Arabs matter.
Wow.
Now look who's using human shields. Look who's using human shields.
You're losing on every point. Take
What are
one
you talking
point and that's
about?
not it.
Shut up, you two. Fucking BB is a fucking hero to the world. You fucking weirdo. Stop sucking BB's dick.
Okay, just shut up and look pretty, but you're not
The Iranian attack of today, that's all.
No, you can't say Iranian attack about today and say, well, 3 Arabs passed away.
How the Iranians don't care about what they fire indiscriminately.
But 3
direction of Israel, no matter who will be.
Egal.
That's all.
3 Arabs. 3. When your country has killed in the less than 2 years over 60,000.
Oh yeah, we're talking about that, Eagle.
That's the point.
About that, Eagle. No.
Like Eagle, if I may say something, Eagle, the fact that you come here and you're trying to flip us on the Iranians is so pathetic. You fucking idiot. Like everything that you guys have been doing for the last 2 years, excluding the 76 years prior to that, and now you come here talking about the 3 civilians that went by mistake, and you're trying to flip us on the Iranians? What happened to you guys? Can you tell us what happened to you guys? Yeah, Eagle, can you tell us?
Every time.
Tell us what damages happened to you. Can you shut the fuck up when you talk, buddy?
No, I can't, because he does not represent himself well.
No, he's representing himself very well, so shut the fuck up and let him talk.
Yeah, sure, let's see.
Go ahead, airplane.
Tell us what's happening in Haifa right now. Can you tell us other than the 3 Palestinians? Tell us what's
burning right now.
Share it with us. And I'm even surprised that you have. I'm even surprised.
AI pictures in.
Like, okay. Let me ask you this. How did you fucking idiot? That's what I'm asking.
Just explain something.
Yeah.
The Iranian Postal Service is delivering gifts to Haifa and both.
Yeah, we're more to come.
Let's move on.
Now tell me, how did you get news that 3 Arab Palestinians were killed in those attacks?
In the village of Tamara.
Okay, tell me, how did you get that news? Did you go there?
All over the world.
Like, did you go there?
It's published.
I thought there was restrictions.
Published in the news.
Which
there are restrictions, but some things get reported, and this one was reported.
Interesting.
So the missile, 3,000 to 4,000 pound missile, managed to kill only 3 people in the village. It would have wiped the entire village out.
Right. They also killed few more civilians yesterday. Most of them by the women, by the way.
And if there is an AI, it will be detected right away.
Wait.
People,
this is a disrespect to brains of these people, you know. We are grown people. Igor, you're nothing but a Jew, an asshole, a liar, as always. You never die. You never get touched. The only one who dies is the Arabs, and that our missiles are Photoshop, our drones are fake. Okay, deal with the fake ones. Deal with the Photoshop and taste it. We're going to do exactly what you've done to Gaza people. First, we're going to destroy Haifa. Then you will have no oil, no food. We're going to starve you to death, as you have done with Gaza children. That's what.
Tell him,
I'm looking at like somebody wants to commit a genocide to me. And I know how you feel, baby.
So anyways, I want to get some new voices in here. We got new people up on the stage. You got Layla. Layla, did you want to say something?
Salam, how are you?
I just want to say something?
I just want to ask Tom about comparative numbers the last 2 years, the Islamic regime, how much they killed compared to Israel. Can you give me that?
How many Israelis did Israel kill versus how many Iranians did the Iranian regime kill? How many of your own people do you have to kill in order for you all to understand?
I understand the question. Do you have those numbers?
In all the demonstrations in Israel, we're trying to topple the Netanyahu.
No, shut the fuck up.
It's zero. It's zero. There's no demonstrations.
Sorry. Did I just hear zero?
Yeah, zero demonstrators. About 60,000 Palestinians died so far.
So 20,000 for 2 years, only 60,000 Palestinians died so far?
According to Hamas, which is the number provided by that entity, it's about 60,000.
Okay. And how many people have been killed by the Islamic regime inside Iran the last 2 years?
I think it's about 600 people in demonstrations were killed by their own regime. It's like America killing 600 people. According to I used Perplexity and Google for my research, but I was told that same number by my friends who are Persians.
Oh, okay, Persians in the West, yeah?
Yes, they're in Toronto, correct.
Okay. The same technique that you guys are using now about Iranians and Iranians are getting oppressed or whatever, you guys use the same thing with Iraq. Yeah. And look what happened after the downfall of the Iraq dictatorship. More people have died after than he was in power. Stop your propaganda up your
Yesterday your name was Sophia, and everybody there who are Persians blamed you for being a mouthpiece for the Iranian government.
Tom, you're Persian. You're Persian.
I'm not Persian. I'm Israeli.
Okay,
Shut the fuck up. You could have got where you came from.
One second.
Every time you swear, every time you swear, you're like, I'm wrong.
I'm just asking, guys, 1 second. I've been waiting to talk to him. I asked you for numbers, and you gave me your source is your friends, the Shahs in the West.
I take perplexity, which is the best.
And your
I get
numbers
perplexity.
for us.
Yeah. What's the number? What's your number, Leila?
It's
Share
definitely
a number
not
with
the
us.
Palestinians. I
Share
don't
the
have
number.
the numbers. I'm honest. I don't have the numbers. I'm telling you.
Google it
I
up.
know the numbers about Palestine, though.
Okay, let me
I know the numbers about Palestine, but it's nowhere compared to the Islamic regime.
Tom, let me ask you this, Tom. Let me ask you this question, okay? So you're not Persian, is that correct?
Correct.
And right now the issue is that Israel attacked Iran and Iran is responding back to Israel, is that correct?
Correct.
So why the fuck are you talking about to us about the Iranian regime?
We're talking about Iran. I'm not
I thought you were Iranian, Tom, I thought you were Iranian.
No, I said multiple times I'm Israeli. You guys
this is something for the Iranian people.
What is your origin? Where do you come from, Tom? Like which country, ethnically, which country?
My mom's family has been in Israel for 300 years, and on my dad's family and my grandfather moved from Austria when he was 1 year old.
So, according to the Tel Aviv University, you're Ashkenazi, right? So, Ashkenazi Jewish lineage only goes back to 600 to 800 years. This is from the Tel Aviv University, right? So, you said 300 years. Can you provide evidence that, where was your, provide evidence that your family was over there from 300 years ago? So, you were born and raised inside Israel? Is that the case? Your grandmother was born and raised inside Israel?
And both my grandparents were raised in Israel. On my dad's side, they arrived at 1 year old. On my mom's side, they were born in Israel. Yes. On my dad's side, they were born in Austria, and moved to Israel about 100 years ago.
What do you think now, Tom?
Guys, can you just bear with you? I've got a very important
Israel attacked Iran and Iran is responding back.
Can you just give me a sec?
Stick to that one, you fucking
Can you just give me a sec? I've got a
idiot.
question for Tom, if you don't mind. Tom, you mentioned that you have some friends that are Persian, is that correct?
Many friends were Persian.
Many friends are Persian, okay. Can you do me a favor? I would appreciate the answer. If you can ask them, how many people did Savak, the secret police force of the Pahlavi dynasty, how many people did they kill during their existence? And I want an answer from them, if you don't mind.
Look, they are saying that the Shah was not great for many people. But all of us here understand nuance, and the bottom line is that Iran in 1978 was like Europe, was like America. There was freedom. There was problems, but we have it.
I'm 61 years old. We didn't have running water. We didn't have running water. We didn't have.
Poor, we're very poor.
Yes, nothing. Very man, I'm 61 years old. What are you talking about? We didn't have roads. We didn't have electricity. We didn't have televisions. What the fuck are you talking about? Stop lying, man. I'm 61 years old.
Everybody
You're
has
disgusting. You're disgusting, man.
Yeah, but you know what?
Hold on.
Everyone can Google and see what tell.
1 second.
Yeah, but all the time.
We didn't have running water. People were washing their dishes on the.
Some people outside of Chicago have no food today. That doesn't mean that America is a poor country.
Your parents
is a poor country, you fucking idiot.
No, you're poor because you're an idiot. Clearly, you're poor and stupid.
We were importing doctors from Pakistan. We were importing doctors from Philippines. But now we are exporting doctors to Vancouver, to England, to the United States. We have 8 greatest underground on Earth. We have 17,000 kilometers of highways. In Tehran only, we have 360 kilometers of underground. You can search it. I'm living in Tehran. I have been to Europe. I have been to America, to Canada, to everywhere almost. Iran is developed now. We couldn't make a bullet. Now we make missiles. Now we have satellite. Hey, Tom, please respect our brain, man. We are living in real world. Which cave are you living in, man?
You know all the Zionist Persians that are crying, sitting in Los Angeles, in Toronto, you know why they're crying? It's because in 1979 they lost their privilege. They lost their wealth. They had to fuck off and go and live in Los Angeles.
Thank you.
That's why they're bitter now. Because they lost control of the country and their wealth.
Iran today is not free. Iran today does not exercise.
That's the Israeli propaganda. We're not
Who are you to dictate whether liberation to anybody? You went in straight up and learned. You're the last people to dictate pace or pace or anything like that. You guys are murderers.
You're just fucking.
These guys, let me go. America today is not free. US today is not.
America is not even free, bro. We living under a fashion regime.
Netanyahu don't want America for peace.
Okay, we hear you. Now we
America's
don't
not
speak.
free.
And somebody free America, please?
Yeah.
Free America.
Yeah, we need to free America, to be honest.
Please. We're living under a fashion
Yeah, but you know how we're going to free America? We're going to free Israel from Zionism first, and that will automatically free America.
Yes.
Okay, now let Tom speak, please. Go ahead, Tom.
It's called cognitive dissonance. When I speak and you shut me up before letting me finish, that's because your brain can't accept a different opinion in your brain.
No one's
You're doing that now.
Let's do one mic at a time, guys. Please allow the Zionist to speak. The reason why the more he speaks, the more he exposes himself. And
I don't support Netanyahu. I don't support Ben Gvir. I'm very sad about what's
but you
happening.
support Netanyahu killing Hamas, right?
Yes, killing.
Hamas meaning little kids. Yeah, Hamas meaning little kids.
It's fighting Hamas, it's not killing Hamas. Okay, now again, cognitive dissonance is this thing that stops you from listening to me because you can't accept new ideas. I don't have to accept what you're saying.
You're the one that is suffering from that.
I'm listening to you though.
You lost us. You lost us the minute that you said that Bibi Netanyahu is the hero of the world.
He's not a hero. He
Fucking
sucks.
stupid. You
No,
said
he's
that.
not a hero.
You
No, I
said
said-
that. That came out your mouth.
I support what
That
he's
came
doing.
out your mouth.
I said
That
I didn't
came
say
out
hero.
your mouth.
That
Came out your mouth.
I never
No,
said
you
he's a
said
hero.
that he was the hero of the world.
No, I didn't. What's wrong with you? Who would
Yes,
say
you
that?
did.
First of all, I'm a little more
Why
sophisticated.
you said that? You said that.
You start from
You said that.
This is the
No,
problem.
I didn't.
You don't even know when you say lies, bro.
Oh my God.
Do you want great freedom to people who did revolution? So is that why Israel
Let's address in one sentence Netanyahu. Whoever replaces him will do the same thing because the only thing to do is what he's doing. I don't like him. I hope that we replace him. There's a bunch of other problems. Some of what he does may be due to his political situation. So maybe he attacked Iran because his government would otherwise fall. But attacking Iran was the right thing to do. That's what I'm saying. I didn't call him a hero.
It's not. Attacking Iran, it's not the right thing to do.
It is.
Because we don't know if other countries are going to jump in. If the United States decides to jump in. What if China decides to jump in? What if other countries decide, and then becomes World War III? This is the reason why Obama didn't touch it, why fucking Biden didn't touch it.
Calm down,
Sorry. And even why Trump wanted to negotiate it. But since Bibi Netanyahu thinks everyone needs to stand behind Israel this and Israel that, Israel this, we're tired of fucking Israel and bringing us into war.
Okay, so I agree with you for once. It's not better for the US. It's necessary for Israel because Iran will attack Israel first, and then he will attack the US. So yes, Netanyahu is doing it for Israel. Of course it would. It says it's telling you it will. It's telling you
Just
that
because
it's
they
aimed
say it
at your
doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Just because your husband beats you up doesn't mean that he's a beater.
It's going to happen. Do you know how many? So what? And if they do, they do. Why the fuck you care? Worry about Israel, but don't bring us into your fucking war. The Americans don't want it, bro. We just got out of a 20-year war. We lost to the Taliban.
So I think Jindip wanted to say something. Jindip, are you there? Because I think I forgot to. Jindip wanted to speak for a while. Jindip, are you there, brother? Jindip. So the West Bank is under actually shutdown. Go on, Jindip.
All of a sudden, it's an Arab town, right? And the Israelis were chanting "This to your village," that kind of stuff. So those are not like equal Israeli citizens, so they are celebrating their death. Listen, Zionists, you cannot debate them. You can only diagnose them because they lie and lie and lie and lie. Just diagnose them, that's it. You can't debate them.
Yeah, how's about
You guys can think about conspiracy theories. Israel is tiny. I get videos. Stop interrupting. Stop interrupting.
No, I will not because you're just fucking lying.
Because that means you lost. So that means you lost. Because if you
No,
were.
it doesn't. It means that
We
I'm
lost
talking to a fucking wall and we don't want to hear from the fucking wall lying back to us.
So, anyways, Tom.
It's just echoing.
Tom, I do have another question for you, right? Do you believe in collective punishment?
In most cases, no. It's generally speaking not a good idea.
What about when they stop the aid from coming in? I mean, for your hostages, or Hamas did not want to give up the hostages. Do you believe in collective punishment?
You can see it in two ways. Number one, the aid was slowed down.
I want to know your opinion.
I don't believe in it. No, but it wasn't collective punishment. Again, there's nuance.
It's collective punishment. Did you know the definition of collective punishment?
I'm well aware of what collective punishment is, but you're missing something. You know that
if you stop the aid, right, or what is it, 26, maybe 20,000 Hamas soldiers, or 50,000, terrorist Hamas soldiers, whatever, and you stop the food from coming in for the rest of the people that are living there, close to 2 million or more than 2 million, right? That is collective punishment.
Well, you can call it applied pressure, which every single country does in every single war.
No, collective punishment. People don't do collective punishment.
Every single war. It's
a violation of international law. Wednesday, hang on, please. There's no point of cursing at each other. There's no point. Just like Jim Dip said, we can observe them, and that's all I'm doing. So collective punishment is if you stop the aid for the people that you had about 20 or 40,000 Hamas people that they have the hostages, whatever, but you have 2 million people starving. Right, so you would starve the 2 million people that had nothing to do with taking in hostages. You would starve them, kill them, do all that stuff, right? And if they don't have the aid, which means they could die. So you believe in that, right, Tom?
So how many people died from starvation?
A lot of people died.
No, not a lot of people died.
You should ask Google Baba. You should ask Google Baba yourself. Malnutrition was the number one thing as well inside Gaza.
Amir, I'll wait for you. Go ahead and Google it up.
There
was food scarcity. There's pressure. There's people hungry for sure. But there's nobody starving. They're using it as a tool to apply pressure.
Disingenuous.
Go ahead, look it up.
Disingenuous. You're full of it.
Go ahead, look it up.
Who's asking people to use it as pressure? Like, what moral code is that? What moral code is that? What moral code is that? Even if it's used for pressure. Think about it. Think about the words coming out of your mouth. It's quite evil. It has to stop.
So by the way, Tom, just like you said, I actually looked it up.
John, did you ever kill a Palestinian child? Have you ever killed a Palestinian child or a Palestinian?
March 2. I just want to add this one really quick thing, and then we can go to Jindip. So, Gaza Ministry said 57 children have died from malnutrition since the aid blockade began on March 2, 2025. What do you have to say? 57 children. Is that a good thing, Tom?
I think it's probably an exaggeration, and it's whatever the number is. It's
Okay, let's forget about hold on. Let's forget about 57. What about 25 kids? Let's go half. Is that a good thing?
I think one is too many.
Okay, so is it okay in your case to justify the collective punishment? Do you believe in collective punishment? Is it okay?
Not okay to justify your
Can you pressurize the kids? What have the kids done to you, Zionist entity, that you're pressurizing the kids?
You need to ask the following question, and let me turn the question back to you. If stopping aid to Gaza and applying some pressure will save 20 Israeli children from missiles. Is that justified?
According to the international law, it's not justified. According to my Muslim belief, Islamic belief, we don't do that. It's wrong. Okay? Even during war, you're supposed to give them the aid. You're supposed to allow the aid. And according to international law, you can't even starve Hamas. Did you know this? I don't know. I think you're probably not well versed in this, right? We actually went over it, me and Edward. According to the international law, even Hamas, you cannot starve them during the war, so-called war, the one-sided fucking discussion war.
Which Geneva Convention?
Go do your own research, just like you asked me. Go ask ChatGPT, okay?
Makes sense.
Go ask ChatGPT now. Yeah, ask ChatGPT. I'm not gonna sit here and
I'm agreeing with you. Let no waste time on GPT. I'm saying that's fine. Oh my God.
Yeah, Jindip wanted to ask you something. Go on, Jindip.
Did you ever kill a Palestinian child or a Palestinian? Did you ever shoot anyone?
You asking me that stupid question?
Yes, I am.
I'm not going to answer that retarded question. I wouldn't be here having a conversation with you.
Did you ever shoot any Palestinian? Did you ever shoot a Palestinian kid?
Wouldn't be having this conversation with you if I was the type of person. Actually, I would have. And the answer is no, obviously. But maybe if I was a soldier in Israel and I was in a war, maybe I would have had
to attempt to answer me, and you were trying to evade the fucking question.
That's a stupid question. Have you ever raped a woman and killed her? Would that be a question I would ask you? No, so stop asking me stupid questions.
If you're in the
who raped a woman?
Meaning that you serve in the IDF, meaning that
Can you give me the name? Can you give me the name of the person that got raped, please, on 7th October?
Wait, Tom, I have a question.
Tom, can you give me the name? Hang on, can you give me the name of the person that got raped on 7th October?
On 6th of October.
On 7th of October. On 7th, please. Hamas did the attack on 7, not on 6.
I'm going to give you the answer. On 6th of October, late at night, I smoked a joint and I watched TV. And before I went to bed, I opened my phone and I started seeing what's happening. And for the next 8 hours, I saw live videos on all kind of social networks that will scar me for the rest of my life. And I saw these videos directly from cameras from Hamas. If any of you don't think that the craziest atrocities happen on 7th of October, any of you, you are brain dead. You're delusional.
The atrocities that happened on 7th October, excuse the atrocities that had happened to Palestinians.
We're not talking about that.
You are asking us to put ourselves in the moral ground whenever you don't have the fucking moral ground.
No, it's not just a question. Women being raped on 7th of October.
Can you give me the name of the woman that got raped? Can you give me the name?
Dude,
there's no one.
Please give me the name. I need to know the name. Can you give me the name?
Sarah. Okay, I don't know that name.
Give me the full name. Give me the full name. What was the name?
How would I know their name?
Can you give me the name of the person that got raped on 7th of October? Give me the fucking name.
Wait, Tom, can I ask you a question? I actually have 2 questions for you. The number one question.
I think Amir doesn't believe that people were raped. I saw people being raped.
Look, you're not being consistent. Hold on. So the problem I have with you, why would you take anything from, Hamas, the GoPro, whatever, when you don't accept anything else from Hamas? The numbers that come from Hamas, you don't take it. You don't accept the numbers that come from Hamas. You don't take anything when they accuse Netanyahu of killing innocent people. You don't accept any of that. You look at them as liars. Why would you accept a video coming from Hamas?
Which video? I accepted almost everything you said.
You accept everything that Hamas says.
No, but I told you, according to Hamas, about 60,000 people die. I accepted when you said 57 children died from malnutrition. I told you, I think it's an exaggeration. Even one is too many.
You don't believe it. That's why. You didn't accept it.
You said.
How many children died from
exaggeration? You said it was an exaggeration. Meaning
that's what about is a clown. That's about what is.
Change your goalpost. What about it? It's a fallacy. Stop. It's a fallacy. Stop.
I'll tell you why I don't believe it. Because since 7th of October...
There you go. You don't believe the video. Then why do you believe the big video of that?
Let me finish the sentence. You'll understand what I'm saying. The reason I don't...
Bro. You're lying.
Oh my God.
We don't...
You're afraid to hear me.
You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying.
Just listen to him. You don't lie.
You're a liar too.
We're all lies because
lies are here for entertainment.
Meaning, yes, there's a high likelihood that you're a liar.
True
Eitan, didn't you say that if you were IDF, you would have shot a Palestinian kid? Didn't you just say that?
No, I said if I was in the army, then maybe I would have had to shoot someone.
Okay, stop right there. So let me ask you a question. So if that's not because you're saying this is a war and then you have to do what you have to do. My question to you is, why was the Holocaust so wrong then?
Because these were innocent Jews that had no beef or problem with
So these Palestinians are not innocent.
He was more than Jews.
Wait, the Palestinians are not innocent then. So that's what you're saying.
The Palestinians are called, it's a terrible term, but the innocent ones are called collateral damage, which exists in every war.
Oh my God, the narrative that you guys twist. So you're telling me that you guys were innocent because you guys have damaged the German society, but then you're saying that the Palestinians are collateral damage? It makes no sense.
Jews damaged the German society. I mean, Jews were the doctors and the politicians and the
artists. It doesn't matter. That's not how Germany is so much. Just like just like you said, just like you're saying that you don't see it as in we have to pick and choose. We're gonna shoot everybody. Germans look at it. No. If you shot a kid, what did a kid do to you? What did a kid and a mother do to you?
Why would I shoot a kid?
You just said that. If I was IDF, I would have had to shoot a kid.
Look, I'll tell you, if there was a person in front of me shooting at me, and they were in front of me,
I'm talking about a kid, a Palestinian kid.
A child is not area. Why would you the gun is not heavy for a child?
Yes, look at Iranian streets. Old people are out chanting.
Nobody should shoot any innocent people, period, kid or adult.
I don't understand this idea. Okay, because there's several.
It's ITF.
With
it's not IDF. It's not defense. It's a terrorist.
Okay, let's. What was it?
It's ITF.
ITF.
So I think, Tom, your whole this whole narrative from Hasbara book, which is called Global Language Dictionary. Khaled is well aware of it. I gave it to Shape. I gave it to Edward. We covered about 60 pages of it. Right? There's arguments for it. There's arguments against it. Since 2009, and the publisher is Israeli. He was a publisher until 2012 inside Israel, and until this company just went bankrupt or whatever, went out of business. It's called Global Dictionary, right? It has all these arguments. Since 2009, the blame is always on Hamas and Iran, right? It's never like the other way around, that the Zionist entity could be at fault at all. They want peace, they want nothing to do with this, and that. There's no occupation, they did not do blockade for more than 10 years. You want the Global Dictionary?
I don't know what it is, but I'm assuming that. What do I need it for? I can argue from the point of moral and knowledge.
Global Dictionary has all these arguments in there.
You've been lying the whole time. You've been disingenuous. How are you moral?
How am I not?
Because you've been lying the whole time. I have an issue with
you. Bombing civilian places like the city, Narmek, in Tehran, there's a neighborhood called Narmek, right? I was talking to you around like 20 minutes ago. They said that place being bombed, and they keep saying, look, we are bombing like nuclear facilities or military facilities. That's wrong. That's bullshit. We all know it's bullshit. ITF doing it all the time to Hamas, to everyone. And it's a pattern. Everybody knows it.
It's a pattern for you, yet all the media in the world, which is anti-Israel, is
pretty much like the narrative. They changed the narrative, right?
They used to be prepping Israel.
They changed the narrative, right?
Until people woke up and demanded truth. That's when the world became anti-Israel. Not the media. You guys have been paying the media for years. You have been paying politicians for years. So what the fuck are you talking about, sweetheart?
Every time you interrupt, you lose. Pick a point. Any
How
point.
am I losing? I'm like just telling you facts. What the fuck you're saying?
Like what? One example, and don't interrupt me because you lose every time you interrupt.
So much.
I don't care about winning with you. I've already won. I've won that bitch.
Because you're ignorant, and ignorance breeds happiness. That's good for you. But just don't open the book.
That's another Israeli talking point.
Yeah.
In Israel, it's a rational talking point. Give me a single.
There's nothing rational about
Zionism talking point. So it's defending Zionism.
Your last point was, would I shoot a child? If I saw a father who's shooting at me and they have a child in front or behind them, I may have to shoot to that area and that child might get.
So that justifies killing people?
No, it's not, but that's what happens in war, and you all know that.
55,000 people got killed by ITF, and you just find this shit now?
How many Hamas terrorists died?
Most of those.
Nobody knows, but listen, that was came from the ITF. 55,000 people got killed by ITF, and you're justifying because the Hamas hiding behind those people. It's fine, brother. You get it.
Well, most of them are by air, by the way, by bombs. So not by IDF shooting somebody.
They killed Ismail Haniyeh, right, in Iran. And then they were able to shoot to his head from far, right, from distance, like 5 kilometers away. And they claimed that they can do it, but they cannot do it to every single person in Hamas. They kill people, they bomb hospitals, and they're saying because they bomb in the buildings, civilians, they bomb in the hospitals, and you justify that? Such a loser.
Are you saying that after seeing all the videos and pictures of missiles going out from hospitals, from mosques, from basements of homes,
there's no videos.
Don't interrupt me.
There's no radios. What are you talking about?
There's 1,000 videos.
No, there's no videos showing missiles coming out of hospitals.
From the court of the hospital. You can't be out of a hospital. From the court of the hospital.